I've come to a location that I'm not over familiar with, and I want to talk and show you how I come up and finesse the composition for the image I want to capture. Why not come with me and see how I do it? Well, good afternoon, and it's sort of late afternoon. It's probably about 5:15 at the moment, and I've come, I suppose you'd call it the Southern Lakes. I'm at towards the bottom end of Coniston Water, and I've come to a place called Common, and particularly to Kelly Hall Tarn, which I'm just walking to at the moment. It is somewhere I've been once before, but I'm not over familiar with it. So what I want to do is show you and talk through how I go about selecting my composition, etc., and how I would then finesse it. So it may be a relatively short video, we'll have to see. That's the plan, and yeah, I'll stop rabbiting on and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, as you can see, we're now at the Tarn, not very far from the van at all, which is, if I just show you around there, that building you can see is the other side of the road from where the park up is. So yeah, it's not very far at all. And if I was coming to a new place, as I say, I have been here once before, but not over familiar with it. The first thing I would do is have a wander around, and I have seen images of here, and what I want to try and do is get the Tarn in the foreground with that tree in the background. So we'll have a wander around here. We'll just be careful, because it has been quite wet recently. I don't want to get totally soggy feet particularly. So yeah, I think it's all right here. So as we're coming round, you can see, and there is a bit of a reflection of the tree in the Tarn. So that's maybe one possibility. And the problem I've got looking at it here is that the lower branches intersect with the fell side behind it. So we'll just go a bit further round. And if I was coming here for the first time, I would be looking for all, yeah, you see there, now we are getting to the point where, and it's maybe not so obvious on the screen, but to the naked eye, it's getting better in terms of the tree not intersecting with the fell side behind. So come round here, and another possible composition, but we're not going to dwell on it today because that's not why we're here. There's this little sapling growing next to this rock in the edge of the Tarn, but yeah, you see we've now got the tree separated from, particularly if I go lower down, I don't know whether you can see the trees, the bulk of it, apart from the part of the trunk, is now in the sky, which is what I want. But the foreground is a bit messy here. So if we go further round. So I think, just talking as I walk, this may be a fairly short video because we're only really going to be concentrating on one image, and there's going to be a lot of talking and not so much B-roll, because as you've seen, literally by the time I'd finished the introductory I can't say the word, monologue, I was at the Tarn. So yeah, it's quite nice here. So right, I mean, we've got the tree there, but again we're starting to get to the point where, unless we come very, very low, let's just kneel down. Oh. Yeah, I mean, there it's yeah, I mean, that's a possibility, and we have got a bit of a reflection in the water. So, but we'll just carry on. So that's, oh God, wet knee now. Having knelt down on the grass, it is quite damp. So yeah, that's a possibility, and there's less not rubbish. There's less in the foreground that I'm not happy with. So we'll just carry on round. So, I mean, I suppose I could have looked beforehand at various people's images to see where they'd taken them. So, yeah, as we're coming round now, we're starting to get more interference from the fells behind, which I'm trying to avoid. So we'll carry on going round. So I mean, this is what, when I'm coming to somewhere, if I've got a particular composition in mind, or something actually grabs my attention, that's what I'll do. I'll have a wander around. Now you see here we've got the perfect reflection. Now that is, I mean, I don't know, let's just try kneeling down here and get a wet knee again, but you see, we're not getting the tree in the sky even when I come right down there. So, it's, and it is a very good reflection, that. I mean, it's not the quietest, not the calmest of days, wind-wise. So there is a bit of movement in the water. So we're probably looking at, yeah, you see, there's some great reflections. I mean, it's helping that the sun is sort of behind the tree at the moment. Now, whether we'd get a sunset as and I don't know. It's we've still got this problem, even if I kneel down. Oh, we get it now. Maybe if we just come a bit further round, we'll see. It's just got to avoid the there's lots of little streams, etc. So yeah, it is quite damp underfoot that we've just got to. Right, you see, now we're getting. We've got a very good reflection. Let's just come lower down again. And it's a good reflection. I like that, apart from, it might be the best we can get, but we have got intersection between the fell behind and the tree. So we're going to carry on round. It might not end up with wet feet, but I'm going to end up with wet knees. And it's, yeah, it's very boggy. And here, so I don't know whether if we come round, I think what we're going to end up doing is doing a complete circle of the Tarn. So again there, you can see that's a brilliant reflection. I really like that, but we're just not getting a good image of the tree. So I don't know what happens if we go all the way around. But yeah, the problem is now, as we're going round, the fells behind the tree are getting a lot taller, so there's a lot more interference, and what I want to try and do is get a good separation, which is what I'm looking for. You see, all the way around we're getting good reflections, but we're just not getting that separation. Maybe we need to go back to that one where I said there was good separation, but the foreground was a bit messy. See, there's some nice, there's lilies and whatever in the Tarn, so yeah, you see again, the reflections are very good, but the interference and the separation of the tree with the background is even worse here. So we've almost been round once, a complete circle round, and I haven't found the ideal, shall we say, the ideal composition. So I think what we're going to have to do is I'll stop recording here because we've done a complete circle, and I'm just going to work my way around again and come up with what I think is the best spot for the image, and then we'll talk about things again. So yeah, it's I don't think it's going to be that shorter recording because walking around here has taken a while. So anyway, we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, having come up with a rough idea of where I want to be to capture the image I want, the next stage is to get the camera out, not the tripod, just the camera, and then go around with the camera to my eye, just working out where exactly the best position is. So I know we're going to have to get pretty low, and how wide. So I must admit that there's a little, yeah, that I think that is the right position. There's a little bump in the fell behind, and what I've done is line that up with the tree. So what we're going to do is we're literally just going to put the camera down there on the grass, so that's where we want to be. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go and get the tripod and set the tripod up at that position. So yeah, ooh, that was a rock. We'll catch up with you shortly. Right, so as you can see, we've now got the tripod out and the camera on the tripod. So what I'm going to do first is just get it more or less lined up by hand and get it level to where I think I more or less want it. So that's that. And then what we'll do is we'll start recording through the stills camera, just to show you the image. So obviously, as I've said many times before, the recording here is 16:9, so that's what we're doing here. The final composition I haven't quite decided yet, but what I might do, you can see if we zoom right in, obviously we're losing too much, and if we zoom out it's just a bit too wide. Although the sky is it's getting cloudy again, the sky is quite impressive, so I'm gonna I think we'll go with about that. I think that's so we've got plenty of the sky up and we've got the reflection of the sky in the Tarn, and I think that is quite a good composition. The tree is more or less in the centre of the frame, but with the sky, particularly if we do some long exposures, we could get some quite nice images. So that's the composition set up, and we'll now go and capture the images at different shutter speeds and that, and whatever is the best image, we'll put it up after this, and whatever happens, we'll see you a little bit later. Right, I've decided once I've got the images taken, because I'm doing some extremely long exposures up to about 8 minutes, what I will do, talking about finessing and choosing the composition, I will actually put up on the video all the different images I've got, and then I will say why I've chosen the one I have as the best. So yeah, you'll see them shortly, and then we'll catch up a bit later. Right, well here we have our first image at a 13th of a second, and I quite like it. It's a very pleasant image, but it's not quite what I had in mind. So as we go to the next one with a longer shutter speed of 0.6 of a second, again it's a very nice image and possibly better than the other one because of the light, but still not what I had in my mind's eye. So we now go to 6 seconds, and now we start to see some movement in the tree and the reeds, which is a little unfortunate, but there's not the benefits of the long shutter speed to compensate. But as we now go to a minute or 61 seconds, yes, there's more movement in the tree and the reeds, but I think that is compensated for by what we see in the sky and the reflection in the Tarn. And when converted to black and white, I think it's very good. To me, this is what I had in mind, and this is, I think, the image I've chosen as the best one. Because if we now go to an even longer exposure, which was about 8 minutes, it just too long. There's no, the sky is just all bland, all definition is totally gone. So yeah, it was the 6 minute one converted to black and white that is my favourite image, and hopefully you've enjoyed seeing them. Whether you agree or not, please comment on what you think is the best image. Right, we're on our way back to the van now. I'm just going to wind up the video. It's been quite a good evening, and I think I've got some good images at different shutter speeds, and as I've said, you'll have already seen the various ones, and the one I decided was the best. I have a feeling it's probably going to be the 1 minute exposure, and I may look at possibly doing it as a black and white, but we'll see. I just had a feeling that the 8 minute, just all the definition went in the sky, whereas the minute long was slightly better. So I mean, if you've enjoyed the video and you haven't already done so, please click the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. And the thing I really do appreciate is all comments. All comments are greatly appreciated and are very useful into telling how I'm doing, etc., and giving some hints. It's quite funny, there was a comment today saying that from the video that went up on Wednesday, oh, you missed one of the best waterfalls. Well, in the Northern Pennines, and I responded that I've got another video going up, and it's going up tomorrow, Sunday, of more waterfalls in the North Pennines, and the one they mentioned I'd actually been to on that video. So yeah, it's interesting. It's useful when people do give suggestions of where I could go, etc. So yeah, as I say, I'm camping out tonight, and I think tomorrow I'm going to drive up the east side of Coniston. The weather's not going to be brilliant, but I thought I could drive up, see if there's any images to be had, and then maybe up round, if need be, parking Coniston, and then we can always walk down by the lakeside. It's a lake I haven't particularly photographed. I did stay camp here once when I was doing the Cumbria Way, but that was just an overnight and carrying on, although I did take some images. But yeah, so that's the plan for tomorrow. The aim is that this video will go up on Wednesday. Today we're Saturday. There's a video going up tomorrow, Sunday the 7th, which will be from the North Pennines, and then this one back in the lakes. So yep, we'll see you on the next video.